just come onto your backs. And we're gonna start with some spine claps. So just make sure the back of your mat, there's nothing in your way. Just bending your knees here, lie back. Good, just see if you can drop your knees to the right. And just bring your arms out to a T. Just closing your eyes here. So bending those knees as much as you need to or as less as you need to, so you can straighten your legs a little more. For less intensity, or you can bend your knees a little more for more intensity. Just bringing those knees to the right, arms out to a T. Just see if you can draw this left arm, slide it on the floor, just sliding it up above your head, nice and slow. Slide it all the way around, just thinking about a clock here. And just till you come to that left hand on top of your right. Exhaling here. And just sliding it back around like a clock, that left hand, drawing that circle. Just bringing it back to the left side of your mat. Take a breath in, breath out. Just moving nice and slow, drawing that clock. So if your hand doesn't touch, don't worry about it, just waving that hand up. Just being gentle with yourself and bring that left hand on top of your right, resting the side of your face on the earth. Take a breath in, breath out, slide back around. Just making that clock, moving nice and slow. Seeing if you can get both shoulders on the earth. Just backing off if something doesn't feel right. Good, inhale, slide. Draw that circle. Bring it till it meets that right hand. Just noticing your breath here. Moving nice and slow. Just letting it feel good. One more time, just draw that circle back. Maybe on your exhale. And just drop that left arm down. Slowly bring your knees back to the center. Just give those knees a squeeze. And see if you can take a gentle happy baby. So taking your feet nice and wide, maybe reaching up for your ankles or your big toes. Just keeping that low back on the earth, just waving side to side. Again, just letting your breath be like ocean waves, not forcing anything. Good, just dropping those feet again, keeping your knees bent. Just take those knees to the left and your arms out to a T, palms facing up. Slowly drawing that circle with your right arm now. You can keep that right arm straight. Inhaling, exhaling. It lifts off, don't worry about it. Just see if you can match it up to that left hand. Just drawing that big circle, nice and slow. Just letting this feel good. Good, just doing that a couple more times. Sweep that arm up. Feeling that spinal twist. Good, one more time. Drawing that circle. Bringing that palm on top of palm if you can. Moving with your breath here. Just quieting your mind. Good. Next time you draw that clock, see if you can bring your knees back to the center. Whenever you're ready, taking that happy baby. Just adding a little sprinkle of yang in between our yin tonight. Just to balance everything out. Good. Just bring those knees together. Take your arms up to a T, this time planting your palms face down. See if you can brace your abdomen here. So that little cough, just cough, brace that for your abdomen. And just slowly drawing a circle. Bring your knees to the right. And slowly wave them back up. As you exhale, wave them to the left. As soon as your right shoulder lifts up, just backing up. Just a gentle wave side to side. See if you can keep your knees over your hips. And finding that brace in your abdomen. Making space. You squeeze your legs together. Just doing this a couple times here. Good, for 3, 2. Next time you wave those knees to the right, roll all the way onto your right. Plant your hand into the earth and press yourself up. Nice and slow, just coming onto hands and knees. Having your blanket and your props nearby. Our first pose is our tadpole. We'll just take that blanket if you be here for a few minutes. Just take your knees nice and wide. Maybe your toes want to touch. And just see if you can sit towards your heels. Walking your hands out. Coming into your tadpole. So knees are as wide as your mat, baby. Just making space here. Seeing how this feels, letting your hips drop. If you want to rest your head, you can. You can use a block here, a bolster. Seeing how this feels in your hips, your spine. This feels really tight. You can always take that bolster here. You can lay that bolster underneath you. Resting in your tadpole here. Just bringing the feet in, the knees wide, and just feeling this. Notice where you're feeling it, maybe your outer hips. Just see if you can relax your jaw. Checking in with your eyes, jaw. Noticing your shoulders. Bring your arms wherever you want. Make your shoulders comfortable. Just finding that natural rise and fall of your breath again. If you can quiet your mind. Just notice what sensations you're feeling in this pose. Is it heaviness, lightness? it a painful sensation or a pleasant sensation? Just backing off a little bit, making sure you're between 2 and 3, maybe a 4. If you're above a 4, just backing off. Just letting your mind observe any sensations. Do they get stronger? Are they getting weaker? Just returning back to your breath again. Just keeping a sense of alertness in the mind. Just observing what's happening in your body. Seeing if you can let any tension or tightness melt away as we get into that connective tissue. So if you like your tadpole, you can stay here. If you like your frog, you can just come back up and just turn your toes out to the sides of the room, maybe taking your knees. If you feel like you can go a little further or need to go further, you can take your knees a little wider, coming into frog. Maybe your ankles coming a little wider and just coming back down again. This is our frog. Or just playing around with your feet. Maybe the tops of the feet want to rest. Feeling your hips here, your inner thighs, adductors. Just notice where you're feeling it. Maybe your lower back. Just not rushing anything and backing off if this is painful, coming back to tadpole. Seeing if you can melt down as you breathe. Just keeping your breath fluid, relaxed. Maintain a quality of openness. Just letting the mind go to the sensation that is most predominant. Open to it, feel it. What's your intention in this pose? Just feeling that dull, achy sensation. And just letting those muscles relax in that area. Finding stillness. We'll hold this for time. Again, you can always use your bolster here too in your frog. You're just planting your hands here. If you have a bolster, just slide that out. We're going to come into our bullfrog. So from here, just sliding down onto your forearms. Maybe keeping those knees as wide, and just see if you can slowly bring your toes together. You're on your forearms, knees are wide and toes together. This is bullfrog. Right away, notice if this is too much, just backing off, play around with your knees, maybe pull them in a little bit. Just if this is too much, you can always come down and rest your head here on your hands. Just notice if you're above a 4 or 5 and backing off. See what feels good for you. Making sure there's no numbing, tingling, or anything painful. Just focusing on your breath here. Softening and releasing. Good. Just take 3 more breaths here. Always coming out of a yin pose, nice and slow. When you're ready, just start to unbend your knees, letting the legs fall where they are. And slowly let your head rest on your hands. Just noticing how your lower back feels. Just resting here. Notice where you're feeling any sensations. And then slowly you can windshield wiper if you want those legs, nice and slow. Making any movement with those legs, maybe rolling them a little, shaking the feet. Just make any movement that feels good for you. Good. Slowly just slide those arms out to a T. Just bring your chin on the mat. And just see if you can roll yourself onto your right side. Just bring that left hand towards your chest, bending that left knee. Just resting the right side of your face on the earth. This is our open wing. Take a breath in. Roll back to the center, coming onto your belly. Slide that right hand slightly down. And try it again. Roll onto that right side. See how it feels for your arm to be low. Rest the right side of your head on the earth. You can bend this top knee if you want, or you can just lay the legs straight. And roll back onto your stomach. Slide that right arm above your shoulder. See how that feels. Roll onto your right side. Resting your head again. And this time roll onto your stomach and just decide which position felt best for you to hold for a minute. To bring that arm to center, high and low, and roll onto your right side. Just tenting your left fingers in front of your chest. Resting your head and breathing into this shoulder. Notice the front of your chest, your pecs, your shoulder. Backing off if it's too much. And just letting your legs be wherever they want, wherever they're comfortable. Only hold this for 1 minute. Just taking some deep breaths here. Still, you can play with that arm, find that right spot for you. The Goldilocks spot, not too hot, not too cold, just right. Just opening to the feeling of your breath, each movement of the rise and fall, not forcing it. Just thinking about the sensation you're feeling, making sure it's not above the floor, backing off if it is. Just notice your breath. Is it rough? Is it smooth? Your next breath in, exhale out and roll back onto your stomach, moving nice and slow. Just bring that right arm down by your side, just giving it a little shake. Wiggle your fingers. Just notice how it feels. Just resting your chin on the earth. And just sliding those arms out to a T again when you're ready. Slowly just sliding onto your left side. Maybe bending that right knee, just touching your fingers. Notice how that position feels. Slowly roll back onto your stomach. Slide that arm a little higher, higher than your shoulder. And roll again, back onto your left. Take one breath here. And roll again. Just lower that arm below your shoulder. And roll back. Just deciding which position feels best for you to hold. And finding that position. We'll hold for time. Finding stillness. Just focusing on your natural rise and fall of your breath. Maybe just resting the legs. The legs are too much. And just noticing the front of your chest, that left shoulder. Just want to feel that dull, achy sensation, stressing the tissues. Making sure there's nothing painful, numbing or tingling here. Take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Just noticing that area, your intention is that left shoulder. Just focusing on breathing into that space, relaxing it. Notice your face, your jaw. See if you can relax the tongue in your mouth. Just let your legs be where they want to be. When you're ready, just slowly roll back onto your stomachs. And just resting here, just see if you can rest your forehead on your chin. Bring your arms down by your side. Just noticing both shoulders here. Good. Your next inhale. So you can lift your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your head. Maybe lift your arms. Plug those fingers into the back wall. If it feels all right, just lift your legs. Coming into our yan pose. Our locust here. We stress the tissues. We relax the tissues and we stress them again. Just take a few breaths here in your locust. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Keeping your head in line with your spine. Just gazing down at your mat. Stretching your fingers, your toes. Good. One more breath here. And exhale. Just release those arms. Turn one cheek on your mat. Just take a rest here. Good. Just try to inhale again. Lift your head. Roll those shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your arms. Stretch those fingers. Lift your legs. Take a few breaths here. Just feeling your belly and pubic bone resting. Gazing to the front of your mat. Just take a few breaths. Good. Exhale, release. Just drop your chin down. Rest those arms. Good. Walk those hands up to the front of your mat. And just pressing yourself up into a child's pose here. Just stretching back. Rest your forehead. Right, slowly coming back up to your table. And just see if you can plant your hands under your shoulders. Fingers close together. And straighten your arms here for some wrist stirring. So if you can press down in your knuckles, palms, arms are straight. Just start to make some little circles, stirring your wrists. Just notice what you're feeling. Little circles. You can make them as big or as small as you want, just making sure there's nothing painful, numbing or tingling. Start to wave in the opposite direction. Pressing your knuckles, palms, fingers into the earth. So just sit back and shake those fingers out. Do that, flicking the fingers and ride the motorcycle. Come back into your table And just touch your fingers to the front of your mat, so on your fingertips, and stretch your hips back. Just feeling this nice stretch in your spine, melting heart pose. Keep play around with your fingers. Maybe take them off the mat, nice and wide. Or bring them closer together. Just trying to support yourself on those fingertips. Stretching the arm meridians and the heart. You can always place a block under your head. Or looking up, whatever feels good for you. Just feel your arms stretching, your spine, and your heart melting down to the earth. Playing around with your knees. If you want your knees wider. Just take a few breaths here. Good, just notice what you're feeling. Backing off if it's too much, you can just take a regular child's pose or any other pose calling out to you. Good, slowly start to walk those hands back in. Coming back to that table. Good, pressing your fingers, palms, knuckles down into the earth. Just see if you can start to walk. So walking your hands. Just start to turn them different ways. Fingers turning. Palms trying to keep your arms straight. Just walking those hands. Turning them in all different directions off your mat, on your mat. Feeling those wrist stretches. Making any movements calling out to you. Just trying to keep the hands flat on the earth. Walking out far if you want, out close. Just a couple more. Turning them in all different directions. Good. When you've had enough of your crawling, you can come back up. Shake those hands. Flip those fingers, flip the water, and ride the motorcycle. We'll come into our inside dragon. If you have blocks, just bring those blocks to the front of your mat. And just step your right foot forward. So your inside dragon, you bring the blocks to the inside of that right foot, as high as you want. And just see if you can rest your forearms on a bolster, your blocks. Walking that right foot where it's comfortable, where you want to feel that intention. That back quadricep, your right outer thigh. This is our inside dragon. So you can always move one block a little higher if you want. You can take a bolster here. You can rest on the bolster. Make it comfortable for you. So you can always make it higher, just making it a little higher if this is really tight. So you can put the bolster on the blocks. Just backing off here if it's too much. Once you find your edge, that first edge of resistance, just hold for time. And modifying anything you need to modify. Starting to quiet your mind here, letting that natural breath roll into that dull, achy sensation. Just trying to release any tension or tightness as we find stillness. And if low flying dragon isn't in your practice, you can come to high flying dragon. It's a little bit more of a back bend. You can lengthen your spine here. So if you want to get more into your torso and also that left quadricep, so you can come to high flying dragon. Just noticing your shoulders, relax your face. Just trying to get into that dull, achy sensation. Finding that first edge of resistance and not going past that. Taking a few more breaths here. Let's slowly start to come up. Nice and slow. Take those blocks, place them on either side of your right foot, and come into runner's lunge. Straighten that right leg. Point your toes up to the sky and maybe look down at your knee. The choice of runner's lunge or pyramid. You can tuck your back toes and you can have both legs straight in your pyramid. So pyramid pose or runner's lunge, you decide. Moving back and forth. Waving. Good, stretching. When you're ready, slide that right foot back. Coming back into that table. Planting your hands. And maybe just do those wrist stirs again, just little circles. Arms are straight. So we're just sprinkling a little yin, a little yang in between our yin here tonight. Just reversing that direction. Just doing that bear crawl. Our animal movements, walking those hands, turning them as you go, crazy turns back and forth, side to side. Keeping those hands planted on the earth and the arms are straight. Moving off your mat. Even if you can keep the heel of the hand down. Good, and coming back and shake those hands. Flip the water. And ride the motorcycle. Good, coming back to that dragon now on the left side. Come into that inside dragon. Left foot's forward. You're stacking your blocks inside of that left foot. And you decide inside dragon, which is low, coming down low, or high dragon, keeping your hands on your thighs. If you want more of a back bend today, you decide. Just coming to your first edge of resistance, holding it there for time, finding stillness. If anything doesn't feel right, backing off. Just noticing your face, shoulders, trying to let everything else relax. You soften and release that intention. Maybe you're feeling it in the left outer hip or the right quadricep, hip flexors, maybe lower back. Just finding stillness. Once you find that 3 to 4 edge, backing off if you're above a 4. Just slowly over time, increasing our range of motion, not forcing anything. You can always come up to that high flying dragon. The last few breaths here. If you want, or you could stay where you were. Coming out whenever you need to. When you're ready, just slowly bring those blocks on either side of that left foot. Coming into runner's lunge, slowly pushing your hips back, extend that left leg, point your toes up. And you can do this, runner's lunge, back and forth, or you can take pyramid, planting both legs and keeping your legs straight, gazing down at your left knee. You can always move back and forth, see what feels good. Yang poses. Take a few breaths wherever you are. Good. Slowly slide that left foot back when you're ready. Move those blocks out of the way. And just having your strap close by. Just start to make your way onto your backs. Just lying down for a minute. Just letting your arms relax, legs relax. Just take a few breaths here, just moving your head side to side. Just notice how your hips feel. Quadriceps, maybe feel tingling sensations. Maybe the legs feel heavy, shoulders, arms. Just noticing any sensations you feel. Good. Slowly just bring that right knee into your chest. Just give it a hug into your chest. Flex and point your foot. Make some ankle circles. And just reaching for that strap. Place it on the ball of your right foot. And see if you can hold that strap. Keep your right knee bent. Take that strap and roll it a couple times around your knuckles. Keeping the knee bent. Maybe that left leg is straight, or you can always bend the left knee. Just see if you can press that foot into the strap. So really press the foot in, flex the foot. So dorsiflex, turn those toes towards your face. And see if you can extend that leg, pushing into the strap. And bend that knee. Just giving it some resistance here. Stretch. Bend. Good. Press. Ball the foot in. Just moving with your breath here. Bend. And stretch. Just moving nice and slow. Couple more. Bend. And stretch. See if you can take that strap into your right hand. Bring your left arm out to the left. And just slowly start to drop that right leg out to the right, letting your right elbow rest on the earth. Just seeing where it wants to stop. Just take a few deep breaths here. Softening and releasing. Feeling the adductors of that right leg, inside of your leg. With your next inhale, slowly bring that leg up. And hold that strap in both hands again. Bend that knee into your chest. Press the ball of your foot into that strap and straighten. Wherever that leg is straight. Just pushing, straightening, bending. Good, one more. Really bend that knee and stretch that leg. Good, hold that strap in your left hand. Take your right arm out to the right. Slowly drop that leg to the left. Turning your gaze, just stopping at that first edge of resistance. Feeling maybe the glutes here, hamstring, calf muscle. Just see if you can let that left elbow rest on the earth. Just turning your gaze to the right. If you can relax your jaw, relax your face. We come back to the center, nice and slow. Bend that knee, release that strap, and extend that right leg on the earth. Just rolling it a little side to side. See how it feels. Notice the difference between your right and left side. Just take a few breaths here. Good. When you're ready, just bending that left knee and placing the strap in the ball of the left foot. Keep that knee bent and wrap that strap around your knuckles a couple times. Just pulling the knee towards the chest and straightening that leg. Push the foot against the strap and bend. See what feels good for you. Stretch and bend. Good. Couple more. Bend that knee and stretch. Good. The next time you straighten it, see if you can hold that strap in your left hand. And slowly drop it to the left. Nice and slow. Just relaxing your face here. Good. Relax your jaw. See if I can see everybody. Be supporting yourself with that right hand, palm facing down. Just notice where you're feeling this. Notice the sensations. 3 or 4 out of a 1 to 10. 1 being the least, 10 being the most. And just coming to that first edge of resistance. One more long breath here. As you exhale, moving very slow, bring that leg back up to the sky. Switching hands on the strap. Taking your time, start to lower that leg over to the right. Stopping at that first edge of resistance. And see if you can let that right elbow rest on the earth. And maybe turn your head to the left. Just notice where you're feeling it. And see if you can soften into that area. And slowly bring that leg up. Nice and slow. Bend that knee. Remove that strap. And just slowly release that left leg down. Noticing your left leg now, seeing how it feels. Your left hip. Just bringing the toes together. Inhale those arms up over your head. See if you can come to your banana or Santa. So walking those toes to the right. See if you can bring the toes off your mat and slide your right fingers off your mat to the right, making that banana shape. You can always cross that left ankle over your right. Just feeling this whole left side of the body stretching. Again, just coming to that first edge. Good. Exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, take it over to the left. See if you can get your toes off the mat, fingers off the mat. Taking that banana or Santa, just modifying anything you need to. If you want your arms down by your sides instead, this bothers your shoulders. Just take a few breaths here. Breathing into that right side of the body. Coming back to the center. Releasing those arms by your sides. And finding your Shavasana. Getting comfortable. Maybe putting a bolster under your knees, a blanket on top of you. Just closing your eyes. Getting comfortable. Just finding silence here for the next few moments. Start to deepen your breath. Make small movements. Bring your knees into your chest when you're ready. Just rocking gently side to side. Just slowly rolling to one side. Just cradle your head in your arm, just feeling gratitude for being able to practice with all of us today. Taking your time, make your way up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your palms to your heart center. Just take a breath in. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. Bring your thumbs to your nose, to your chin, to your heart center, head slightly bowed. Thank you for practicing with me today and all of us. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste online. Everybody have a nice Thanksgiving if I don't see you tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's classes. Or Friday, come to Friday morning at 10:30 for Yang Yoga. Work off your turkey. So it's
Work off your turkey. What's the point of eating
but
if
it's
you don't work it
young.
off?
It's a lot of the training I did this past weekend, so it's a great class. I hope you can come. Otherwise, I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, Janice.